last night's performance was fantastic on every
It's
level.
an all-time great performance. And
Yes.
the detractors will say, "Oh, as a minus 720," and I guess there's some credence to that. But it's like, okay, for example, I bet Barry Bonds hit a lot of home runs off of like relievers.
Whack pitchers.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm
for
saying?
sure. For
And
sure.
nobody holds it against him. Or like, I bet Michael Jordan dunked on a lot of like backup centers when the starter was fouled out or injured, or like. So
Yeah.
fighting is like the only sport where that's kind of held against you. Like Adrian Peterson probably like got like a lot of 100-yard games whenever the opponent had their best player hurt, or like you know what I'm saying?
Or
Like
or
there's
or for the Vikings specifically, like they were a bad team all the time. So for the Vikings, it was like, okay, well we're down by this much or up by this much. Like we just need to try and run the clock out. Let's just try and give our best player the ball. That was a lot of things to do with Adrian Peterson, his stats, of course. But I think in this case, it's like Volkanovski is not trying to fight Holloway a third time in a row after he feels like he's beaten him twice legitimately, and he should feel that way because I think the first fight he did beat him legitimately, and I think the second fight is so close that he has ground to still say that. Now, with all that said, he's already beaten Ortega. Rodriguez is coming off a loss to Holloway in which it wasn't that close. So the only guy that would make sense for this shot is Chan Sung Jung, the Korean Zombie. And Volk wants to fight. Like, he wants to just keep taking names off the
and I
list.
think he's earned that. I think he's earned the right to make paychecks and stay active and defend his belt, which that's what we want from champs. People will hate on Volk for taking this fight, but then they'll also hate on the champ that fights once a year. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. There's only so many top guys.
So here's what I actually because okay, so just round by round real fast. Round one, two, three, Volkanovski just dominates, right? Did you have 10-8s on any of those? I did round three.
Bro, I guess this is a hot take. I had 10-8s on all of them.
Even one? I thought Korean Zombie did enough in round one to keep it close. I wrote 10-8, but I thought that I'd be in the minority saying that. Three, you have to score 10-8,
Bro,
right?
so what is that? What's 10
You had
times
it you had it
3?
30-24.
I swear to God,
Jesus.
with confidence. Like
I don't
even the
blame you. I had
dog
it 30.
walk.
I had it 30-25, and I'm acting like that's crazy. But and also, here's what I also want to ask you: the fight ends 45 seconds into round four, and Herb Dean steps in and stops it while they're on the feet because Volkanovski's lighting him up
Ever.
so bad. The
Best
corner should have
stoppage
thrown in the
ever.
towel.
Yeah,
The
that
best
corner
stoppage ever by
fucking
Herb Dean.
sucked.
The corner fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, that was fucked up. And Volk, man, you see the moment whenever at the start was the start of round four, and Volk was like, "You sure?"
Yeah, did he say that?
Oh, that dude, he paused and was like, "Are you really like sure? Like, are you sure?"
God, he's such a
Zombie
good
being
guy, man.
zombie.
Like I've
Yeah,
become such a big Volk fan. Like I didn't like him
dude.
because I loved Holloway so much, but the dude is so cool. He
Like,
keeps
like
winning.
I view this as like a showcase, and it wasn't like a show because a lot of times a one-sided championship fight, they try to sell it to us as a showcase, but it was really a champ just kind of riding out the clock, just playing the
John
point
Jones does that
game.
shit all the time at the end of his career in 205.
So Volkanovski didn't do that. He went fucking pedal to the fucking metal,
Literally
and
walked into the fire.
the Ferrari that performed like a Ferrari. I am not mad at it at all. And like you said, people want to say the tuna can, the minus 720. I mean, Chan Sung Jun is possibly a Hall of Famer. I mean,
Yeah.
he's the fourth ranked guy. This was all about Volkanovski. And I guess Chan Sung Jung is just the body that had to be in there that night. But I mean, goddamn. I mean, like I said, the reason why I'm not mad at it is because I like active champions, and like I said, you can't be like, oh, I like active champions, but oh, don't fight that guy. Like you literally can't do that.
Yes, for sure. You like, and that's the fastest way to like have people hate you. It's just the fastest way. Now, I would like to note that you said potential Hall of Famer. I don't even think it's potential. I think it's guaranteed. Korean Zombie is going to be a Hall of Famer because if you look
Right?
at, I mean, he's fought Mark Hominick. He has a win over Poirier. He lost to Aldo. He lost to Yair Rodriguez. He's beaten Bermudez. He beat Moicano. He beat Frankie Edgar. Lost to Ortega. Beat Dan Ige, and now lost to Volkanovski. He literally only loses to top 10, top 5 guys.
First ever twister, right? It's like that's
Yeah,
their record. He has, I think, a few records, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, definitely not a can. But I honestly like knew this was like what was gonna happen.
that's
I,
kind of how I
I
felt, right? Like you just knew the skill set for Zombie wasn't there. The toughness of Volk and his defensive striking ability wasn't going to allow Zombie to connect with the flush shot, which is his only way to win the fight. And Volk's a five-tool player, man. Like when it, you know what I'm saying? Like you say it in baseball, and they're rare. He's a five-tool fighter. He will do everything as high a level as you can think of.
so fast too. He looked so fucking fast. We think of him as being strong and scrappy and tough. He
And just
looked
like
so fast.
sharpness, like was everything not just so crisp? There was
Perfect.
no
He fought
wasted
the
effort.
perfect fight.
It was beautiful. And a lot of people, you can say that that was because he was fighting an opponent that was not to his level, but that's only because you can only say that because there's only two other guys in the whole division that are on his level, and that's Holloway and Ortega. And Holloway is the same level, I would say. Ortega might just be that half step down, and then there's everyone else below him a full step. Although
So so so
Arnold Allen has the
yeah.
time right now to make some vibes.
So I was about to say, there's only two names that could be next. There's only two. It's either Arnold Allen or it's Holloway.
See, now it makes sense to run Holloway back again. Because Volkanovski wanted the excuse of, I don't want to keep fighting him in a row. Well, okay, we gave you a break. This guy's still number one. He just beat number three. You already beat number two. Like, we got to give you the top challenger. But then I could see him saying, no, I'm not fighting him again. I'm going to fight one other person before that still. And if that's going to be the case, would
It should
love
be
to
Arnold
see.
Allen.
I think he hasn't earned it completely, though, right? Because he didn't beat. Huh? Right. Well, Cater I'm okay with, but I would much rather see Rodriguez fight someone, and then the winner of that gets a title shot. I know that sounds Mickey Mouse. Honestly, it does. But it's
No,
so
like
tough
it
with the way
makes sense.
Volkanovski's cleared out everyone else, and he doesn't want to keep repeating
But
fights when there's
Volk
other
took like
challengers.
zero damage, bro. Like I feel like he's gonna want to fight in 3 or 4 months because he's
I
Volk.
know, I
So
know,
like
but I could see him trying to get put on the July International Fight Week card and waiting 4 months.
that is 3 or 4 months. That's to say we almost in May, bro.
That's three. That's
Like
3 months. Yeah,
that's what
you're
I'm
right.
saying.
You're right. Well,
Like,
then they need to put Arnold Allen and Yair in a cage in a month.
that would be a fun one. Oh no,
It
yeah,
would.
like
It'd be
Arnold.
fun, and I think both those guys are deserving of the opportunity if they were to beat one or the other. And I think Arnold Allen definitely deserves it, but you just need to see him beat someone in the top five of his own weight.